Good morning, Year 2. It is Monday, the 1st of March, and that means it is exactly 1 week today until I'll be teaching phonics to all of you in the classroom rather than talking to a sad, empty classroom. So it's the first day of our last week of home learning. Well done, we've done it, we've got there. Okay, so it's phonics with Mrs. Wood, and we're going to start today with tricky words because this Wednesday, we're not going to have Tricky Word Wednesday. So we're going to start this week with some recap of tricky words. So we're going to go for phase 5, tricky words. Shout them out to a grown-up if you recognise them and can remember them. So I'm feeling quite excited and quite happy. So I'm going to go for some sunshine. Go for the beach. I'm going to go for this type of truck. I'm going to go for a bright yellow to match my sunny mood today. Are we ready? Okay, do you recognise this one? People. Looked. Mr. And if we know Mr, we also know Mrs. Should. Now, this is the tricky one that we often forget. Should. It looks like should, but it's should. It's one of those tricky words that we just have to memorise and train our brain. We know should, we know could. Asked. We've got our Uncle Ed on the end. We know should and could, we know would. Called. There. This is like their hat, their coat, the belonging there, so not over there. Oh dear. Okay, did you manage to recognise and remember all of those 11 tricky words? Right, let's start today's learning then, Year 2. And we're thinking this week, like last week, at alternative spellings. So different graphemes that we use to spell the same sound. So last week we looked at the alternative ways of writing A, and we also looked at the different ways we can write the E sound. So I've got some pictures down the bottom. So before I reveal the sound that we are looking at this week and the different graphemes that make that sound, can you use my pictures to give you a clue? I've got a night sky, I've got a blue tie, and I've got a little boy going down a slide. So I've got night, tie, and slide. What sound can you hear in all of those words? Night, tie, and slide. Did you get it correctly? We are looking at I today. So the I that we have learnt so far, we've learnt 3 different ways of writing the I sound. We've looked at our phase 3 I for night. Recently we looked at IE, I for tie. And we've also looked at recently the split diagraph I for slide with that magic E that makes the I into its capital sound, I. So today we're looking at I, and I. We're looking at the ways of spelling it as IGH, IE, and I split diagraph. Okay. So I've got lots of I words here. Can you see them? And we're going to write these words into the correct spelling. So we're going to read them together and then we're going to move them in the correct spelling. So you don't need to write these ones down. So this is just where we practice reading them together. Okay. So we've got the first word here. We've got slide. Where would Mrs. Wood need to put slide? Now let's have a look closely at the word slide. What do we notice on the end? Slide. Naturally, this is the word that Mrs. Wood uses to help you remember this sound. Where would slide go? Tell your grown-up. So slide would go in split diagraph I. Slide, which is going to be behind, we'll pop it above. There we go. Okay, let's look at the next one. We've got I, tie. Which I grapheme is in the word tie? It's IE. We pop this one over there. Now, it's not going to go inside, so we'll just pop it over the top. Okay. We've got I, night. Which I grapheme is night? It's our phase 3 IIGH. What's going to go in that one there? Let's see if these pop in. There we go. Oh, that one doesn't want to go and pop that round the side there. Okay, so what we also can do is when we know a sound in a grapheme and we know how to read one word, that should help us to read words with the same rhyming sound. So if we know how to write and read night, we can also read fight, night and fight. They've got the same N sound, they've got it. So we can write night, we can also write fight. Do you think of any other words that rhyme with night and fight? Okay, so we've got 2 words in our phase 3 IGHI. We've got 1 in IE and 1 in split diagraph. Okay, let's look at the next one. We've got I. Oh, Mrs. Wood loves meat and potato pie. Now, there's not a space for the letter there. The I and E are together, so this must be I for tie. Tie, pie. Also 2 words that rhyme. They have the same sound. Okay. Let's look at this word here. Oh, Mrs. Wood might need to go and do the food shopping tonight. Might. Where would that belong? Tell your grown-up. Might. It's our IGHI. And now we've got 3 words that rhyme. We've got night, fight, and might. Did you think of any more? Okay, let's have a look. We've got 3 left. Okay, let's look at the first one. Kite. If I cover up my magic key, it says kit. That magic key is really important, and that tells us it's a split diagraph. So that would go with slide. Kite and slide. Okay, next one here. We've got cried. And my I is together here. The letters are next to each other. That must mean it's I for tie. So we've got tie, pie, and cried in the same column. My last one there, I've got I've 5, like the number 5. My I and E are separated with another letter, so that tells me it's a split diagraph. So that one goes here with slide, kite, and 5. Okay, so we're looking at I today. So what Mrs. Wood has done for you is, on your whiteboard, I would like you to draw yourself 3 columns. 1 for IGH, I for night, IE, I for tie, and I split diagraph, I for slide. And I have got lots of different pictures on the board. So I would like you to pause the video and work out the word, the I word, that matches the picture. And then you've got to write it in the correct column with the correct grapheme. So for example, if I started with the word sight, I've got a picture of an eye here, and that word would be sight. So I would write the word sight in the IGH column. Okay. Here I've got a little girl who is taking a lie down. So the word would be lie. So now lie. How is lie spelt? Oh, now lie rhymes with pie and tie. So it must be IE. So I would write lie here. So look for the rhyming patterns as well to help you spell them and work out where they go. So pause the video there and let's complete that activity and send me your photograph. Okay. So pause your video and have a go at that. Okay. And then for Mrs. Wood's Phonics challenge today, I haven't got you any sentences today. So what I would like you to do is, can you write for me 3 sentences that include the alternative spellings for the I sound? So I would like you to write me 3 sentences, and in each sentence, can you fit as many I words as you can using either IGH, so I for night, I for tie, or our I split diagraph. And you could go on a hunt like we did last week and go around the house and see what I words you can find to put into your sentences. Okay, well done, year 2. I'm going to finish the session today with a bit of a superstar mention, because I have noticed that Lola at home is doing some super phonics work in her exercise book, and she's been very carefully cropping out all of the columns to help her with her alternative spelling. So well done, Lola. Okay, Year 2, I'll see you tomorrow for Tuesday's phonics, and it won't be long now. Bye-bye.